Hello and welcome to Cloud Compute 2, a buyer's guide. This is the first of a three-part webcast series where you can dive into learning all about buying cloud well through using CCS's CC2 agreement. In part one, we will cover all the common themes that you can look out for to help you spot when it's appropriate to use this agreement. And specifically, this episode will cover the framework features, policy and social value, the award criteria, and also reasons for choosing CC2 as your route to market from across a broader range of CCS's other technology agreements. Later in the series, in parts 2 and 3, we will take you through the buying process using the Basware platform and how you can leverage the market more effectively. But moving swiftly on, let's look at the agreement and assess whether the scope and features align with the cloud requirements that your organization is looking for. CC2 is suitable if you're looking for services, core services, and there is a preference to contract directly with any of the Tier 1 hyperscale providers to government that have been awarded to Lot 1. These suppliers typically provide hyperscale public cloud or cloud native infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and microservices. Although hybrid, private, and community cloud deployment models are available as component features of a majority public cloud deployment according to the NIST definitions. Along with microservices and third-party tooling, supplementary professional services, consultancy, enterprise support, and training services are also available alongside the core offering. If, however, your organization requires a number of wrapped value-added ancillary services to optimize your adoption, to integrate your consumption, or your investment in any of the core services, and you have a key requirement for knowledge transfer as a basic expectation, then Lot 2 could be most suitable for you. The services within scope of Lot 2 could include things like cost management, cloud adjacent storage, or the enablement of multi-cloud. And in addition, if your organization is looking to contract core services from the major providers, but indirectly through a pre-approved network of accredited partners as part of a managed service offering or a resale arrangement, Lot 2 is also the most appropriate route for that. There is a resale matrix that you can access from the website of the agreement, and this indicates which suppliers have agreed to the resale arrangement under this framework agreement, and it will help you with your route to market assessment. Lot 2 also enables consultancy, training, and enterprise support as a supplementary requirement to the elements that I've just mentioned. If your organization's cloud strategy is unclear, or your IT stakeholders need further training or scoping of your requirement, then you may be looking to optimize your investment or look to gain consultancy or knowledge transfer as a standalone requirement from an independent and agnostic third-party provider. If that's the case, then Lot 3 could be your most preferential route. Finally, Lot 4 contains all of the scope of Lots 1 to 3, but delivered by suppliers with the necessary security clearances to process data that is held above official. Most of the services in CC2 across the lots are delivered as a service with a pay-as-you-go commercial model. The exceptions to this include payments upfront or reserved instances and professional services where day rates, time and materials, milestone payments, or outcomes-based commercial price models apply for consultancy. CC2 meets the highest level of commercial and technical policy standards which are applicable to the public cloud market. And this is demonstrated through its alignment with Cloud First or Cloud Appropriate policy and the Cloud Playbook published by CDDO. This is further supplemented by alignment with sourcing and consultancy playbooks that are set by the Cabinet Office. CC2 and any call-off under it will operate according to the existing Public Contract Regulations 2015. So this gives you and us a bit more time to prepare for the new Procurement Act. A social value weighting of 10% was required as a pass-fail criteria at Framework ITT stage. What this means is that all suppliers that were awarded onto this agreement have met this requirement. Soon, I'll also describe how this has made it easier for you to apply the same 10% weighting directly to your call-off without the need to retest social value. In addition to social value, all suppliers are required to maintain their carbon reduction plans as a standard in this agreement, and this neatly aligns with our net zero policy pledges. In addition to all these things, we tested the economic and financial standing of suppliers based on a gold tier criteria. And what this means is that we have made the agreement suitable for high value, high impact contracts, as well as providing much more assurance for smaller requirements. CC2 successfully provided opportunities for smaller businesses to compete in this global cloud market, with 37% of the awarded suppliers declaring an SME status. Now, this is a big achievement for CCS, and overall, the collective policy features of this agreement has enabled your own call-off processes to also align with the highest level of public sector policy in government. Due to CCS's implementation of a robust evaluation process during the framework procurement, this unlocked a number of capabilities for buyers, which has made call-off far more easier. As an example of this, maximum monthly prices for compute instances were evaluated using an objective criteria. This increased fairness of competition, compliance, and value for money because all suppliers were evaluated against the same technical criteria so that customers can benefit from achieving additional price reductions when they further compete. We've also set the bar high for suppliers with technical standards, including Cyber Essentials as a minimum requirement, information security ISO standards and cloud security ISO standards. We align with the government's Technology Code of Practice and the Service Manual to enable greater multidisciplinary and cross-functional agile delivery. We also have compliance to the NIST definitions, and Lot 4 complies with NCSC's cloud security principles. The framework evaluation criteria, which included a higher weighting on quality at 90%, which also includes 10% social value. As we were more stringent around the quality during the framework bid, it has made it easier for customers to save time at call-off by having the option to only retest prices where it is appropriate. To provide more context around how this works from a social value perspective, suppliers have provided standardized and comparable social value packages that buyers can compare and select at call-off, reducing the time to procure, especially when reopening competition isn't necessary. This has enabled social value to be delivered in a more innovative way that is appropriate to the cloud market, where localized delivery of social value can be challenging. At call-off, buyers can select pre-approved performance indicators from a supplier's catalogue offering across the main three themes, and they include tackling economic inequality, fighting climate change, and equal opportunity. And to summarise this section, CC2 provides an efficient route to market without compromising policy compliance and still offers value for money that is comparable with other routes to market, if not better. There are indicators that justify why a customer would choose CC2 over other agreements for a cloud-specific requirement. For example, CC2 has a smaller pool of suppliers than other agreements, and these suppliers have been more stringently tested. These suppliers range from global market leaders to more specialist SMEs. The bespoke terms and conditions of the agreement were selected appropriately for cloud-specific requirements. This is where the balance of risk is more evenly spread, and this can be demonstrated in the clear order of precedence within the order form. CC2 is suitable for very large contracts and complex procurements, and it's available to all public sector organisations, including ALBs. Buyers can self-serve to access the services needed off the shelf and over the internet. CC2 really should be your first consideration when you have a significant requirement or a renewal coming up that poses a high business risk to your organisation. When you have a new requirement to adopt cloud for a specific use case or a need to optimise an existing investment, then you should be coming to our team for a discussion. By engaging also with your IT stakeholders early and us as a category team, it will give your organisation more time to find the best opportunity to shape your commercial strategy and leverage the collective intelligence that we have from across the supply chain. There are, of course, other CCS agreements that may be more appropriate if your requirement for a specific off-the-shelf application or software is needed, or if you require digital capability or enhancements that extend beyond the scope of what CC2 can offer you. And the chart that you can see on this final screen shows you which other agreements are more likely to be suitable in this instance. We've now come to the end of part 1, and you can now tune into part 2 in a separate video where we will take you through the buying process using the Basware platform, or part 3 if you're interested in skipping ahead and learning more about how to leverage the market. To discuss more about how we can help you further, please feel free to contact a member of our team.